Do you hear the
Hey everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, today is June the 21st, 2021. This is episode 9, and today I have the special guest of Porsha. She'll be joining me today, and she'll be talking about her life and her journey in the entertainment industry. We'll talk a little bit more about what her specific role is in the entertainment industry. Of course, Small Talk with Shanay is in conjunction with MEC, which is the Music and Entertainment Council of the Chattahoochee Valley area. The Chattahoochee Valley area includes places like Columbus, Phoenix City, LaGrange, Retro County, and all of these specific areas. And what it is it is a council to help sustain, protect, and stabilize artistry in these areas. And what that means is we are trying to build the gap between artists and the community and creatives and the community and keep those people there and make sure that artists of the future have what they need in order to grow and stay in these communities, to build them and make them special places for us to grow. So, this is Small Talk with Shanay. Of course, I am Shanay Johnson. And today we have Porsha. Porsha is, of course, a friend of my family. A lot of people don't know, but our younger brothers are best friends. And so we've known each other for a very long time. You know, our families know each other. And she's a gem in the Columbus area. And she is involved in the film industry and in the entertainment industry. She just recently launched her own talk show called Let's Talk with Porsha Lata. And she also is known from her baby boy, her precious, precious baby boy, who has gone viral since literal birth.
Yes.
Since he was literally brought into this world. So she also manages his account, and she manages her own account, and she manages her husband, who is also a creative. He's an artist of many different forms. And so she'll be talking to us a little bit about her journey in the industry. And right now, I'm going to give her the floor so that she can do her introduction. So Porsha, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. I am Porsha Late. And yes, I just love everything about media, everything about film, everything about creating in general. I'm from Columbus, Georgia, born and raised in Columbus, Georgia. Graduated from Kendrick High School, home of the Cherokees. Hey, y'all. Yeah, so I graduated from high school from Kendrick. Once I graduated from Kendrick in 2005, I moved to Atlanta literally the same month after graduating to go to college. And so in college, I went to AIU, American Intercontinental University, the Buckhead campus. It's kind of like SCAD. So yes, I went there, got my bachelor's degree in general media production and film, learned all pre-production, post production, and post-production. While there, I fell in love because my whole reason for going to college in the first place was so that, I've always, my only dream always has been to have my own talk show. So I went to school to learn all the ins and outs because I wanted to see what actually made my dream come true. So while doing so, I absolutely fell in love with production. I fell in love with pre-production, the planning of it. I fell in love with production. So once I graduated, I started interning and then got hired on with one of my professors with Kiss the Limit Productions. And from there, I was able to be on a vast amount of different shows, documentaries, reality shows. I was a property master for Across the Bear with Terry Bunn, the production for GMC, interned at Tyler Perry Studios for Medea Goes to Jail. We did a plethora of things and it was so much fun. But then I just really wanted to go back to my roots of what it is that I went to school for in the first place. And that was to connect with everybody in this world. So I started bring back up my It's Only Temporary, Let's Talk with Porsha Late, where we go out into the city and we converse with people, we get to know everybody, we have our one-on-ones, we make sure everybody remember it's only temporary, keep going, keep growing, keep glowing. Yes, like that. And then also a little bit about my family as well. My husband We were high school sweethearts. So we started dating our junior year of high school. Fell in love. I loved that man the first time I seen him, Shanay. So yes, we fell in love, and then he also went to AIU as well. He has his degree in fashion marketing and design. So we are literally a household full of creatives. So we got married, and then we had our baby boy Bam. So with that, Braxton is also, like she stated, he's an influencer himself. He's 40 years old. He has over like almost 50,000 followers on Instagram. He has a big following on Facebook as well. So he has his own platform as well. But because we're a house full of creatives, we came up with the Moffet's PBJ. So the Moffet's PBJ, it stands for, of course, Porsha, Bam, and Jerry, because we made the perfect brand and the perfect blend of just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So it was just perfect. So with that, you have Positive Vibes, which is my collection, which is themes, everything media, anything media. Then you have Bam, who has his own collection, his clothing, and also my husband, who has his own clothing, with Lunchtime Cafe. So it's just a hub of everything that's creative. We put it all in one point, so you can just follow us everywhere. That's pretty much the background of what I do.
Okay, that she does a lot, you guys, as you can see. So I want to talk a little bit about. First, I want to talk about you and your platform and your actual TV show because it just launched, and I know that it's available on YouTube. So what I wanted to ask was, what exactly was your goal for this particular TV show? Like, who are you trying to reach? Who is your target audience?
Yes. So let's talk with Portia Latte. It's literally a one-on-one sit down with people conversing things that's going on, things that's going to motivate you to keep going, keep growing. Because my motto, I don't know if you can see my shirt, is that it's only temporary. Just keep going. And that's one thing I want to do, because the thing is, the reason why I want to create a platform is because a lot of times we get so lost with what's going on negative, and I don't like that. I like to keep everything positive, because just as though you can have things that go negative, it's a lot of things that goes right as well.
Right.
So I want to have people to have a safe place, a safe haven where they can come. Let us know what's going on. Let's talk about it, because we all want to listen to what's going on, and just a platform for anyone from the walk of life. Hmm.
Okay, so what would be your advice for anybody that was trying to get into your form of entertainment, whether they be young or old?
The first thing I like to tell everybody, to make sure you just start. You guys, that is the biggest thing, is to start. You can continue on. I mean, tomorrow is not promised to anyone.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's not. So the thing is, you have to just start. If you have an idea, if you have something that you want, you have to literally plant your seed, water it, and let it grow. It could be just that simple. Plant your seed, water it, and let it grow. Because if you continue to start something and then just stop, you never know what it becomes. Or if you just say, "Oh man," you don't want to have your "I remember when." You want to create "I remember when" moment. Pretty much in a nutshell. So the thing is, just keep going, keep growing, and just start. A lot of people are not going to understand what you're doing anyway, and that's okay. It's okay if people don't understand, because as long as you understand, you have your vision, let it go. We'll grow to learn it. We'll grow to love it. Yes.
Exactly. And that's people's biggest thing when you hear about older people and their biggest regrets is that they didn't start on their dreams. Like they just
Mhm.
let their dreams pass them by. And then there's never an age limit on when to start.
Never.
You can start doing whatever you want to do because as we evolve, I always feel like your dreams change as you change. So
It
you
does.
might be doing something today and then tomorrow you have a whole different journey because it's all a part of your purpose. So you
Yeah.
just never know, you know what I'm saying? So
Never limit yourself.
who was the person that you saw that just made you be like, you know what, I want to do that or I want to be like that? Like who sparked it? You can say who lit your flame?
Honestly, it's a lot of people. So first it started in the household, because my daddy is a character. And my
Right.
mom, what people fail to realize, my mom, she was a writer. My mom was a writer. She loved to write. And I think I got that aspect from her, and from my dad, just the outside bubbly personality. I got that from him. So the best of both worlds. But
Right.
my mom had a great influence in that, because she was a phenomenal writer. But far as like talk show hosts, I used to love to study. Look, this gonna tell my age. I'm 34, but I used to study Sally. I used to study Jenny Jones. I used to study Ricky Lake. I used to study Oprah, Ellen, Montel. I studied literally all the hosts and all the talk show hosts because I want to see what made them unique. And so getting a little bit of each of them actually helped mold me to of what I want to do.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened to me. I looked up and then I wasn't there anymore. I was like, hello? Am I still here? Like, what happened? Hello? Am I? Anyway. Yes, girl. But so everybody, I asked that because everybody has somebody that they look at in order to like spark their dream. And not everybody like really goes for it even when they see that person. So what do you feel like was your biggest, I don't want to say downfall, but what do you feel like stopped you the most in like moving forward? What do you feel like made you kind of like step back that you had to like push through in order to keep going towards your dream?
The fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown. And the funny thing is, back in the day, Shanay, I used to be afraid of flying. Girl, I was afraid of flying, boats, ships, helicopters, you name it. And I feel as though that guy literally said, Portia, how you want to be a talk show host, and how you want to be in the entertainment industry? You can't just always go by car. So what he did was he made me very uncomfortable to where he put me in positions where I had to always fly. I literally moved across to the Middle East, across the seas. So I have to sit on a plane for 14, 16 hours at a time, and so he made me uncomfortable, put me in a situation where I have to go across border or be in a boat or, things of that nature. And if I would have told myself, Portia, the sky is not the limit because it's still things above earth. So just go for it. Go for it. And if I would have stepped out of my own way, then it would have been I could have been just flourish how I want. But I'm grateful and thankful for each lesson and blessing because it molds me to who I am today. So I don't regret absolutely anything.
So we all know that you are a mother. You have an
Hmm.
adorable little boy by the name of
Thank you.
Braxton, but his name on Instagram is Bam. So everybody
Hmm.
knows him by his nickname, which I share with you. That's my nickname too. So we have something in common.
Yes.
But so, how did you deal with him going viral so early? Which let me give people a little background because they might have seen him and don't even realize it. But when he was a newborn, he was getting a bath and he was getting his hair washed, and the nurse was washing his hair, and he was just enjoying it and just looking at the lips. But he was such a pretty chocolate baby, just the most beautiful
Thank
man you've
you.
ever seen on the child.
Thank you.
Oh, girl, that little boy is gorgeous. But of course, look at you. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Okay.
But, but how did you deal with him going viral so fast? Because that wasn't even the only time he went viral. He started growing up and just kept going on all the little pages. And I follow majority of these pages like Fro
Hmm.
Babies and
Yeah, pro
Little
baby.
Black Babies and Black
Hmm.
Cute Kids and stuff like that. And he
Yes.
was all over the place. So how did you
Hmm.
deal with your little son that's not even a day old going viral? Because it's a
So
new thing being a mother as well.
yeah, it is so funny because I mean we're always on social media anyway. So when Braxton was born, I was like, Jay, let's just start his Instagram. And so we literally started his Instagram. And before you know it, like we posted the picture of him, when he was born in June. We started his Instagram page in September.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we uploaded some things and then we started seeing a lot of sites following him because he got the curly hair. He's just always so alert.
Right.
So we posted the picture of the video of what you're talking about. And Fro Babies picked it up, Kitty Girls picked it up, Black Black Room, somebody else picked it up. But once it started going hitting like Fro Babies in the main sites, like the kitty sites, it was just on and popping from them. So it just skyrocketed. So anything pretty much we posted, a lot of people were continuing to repost and things in that nature. So it went viral there. But actually, it's funny because on Instagram it went viral from Fro Babies, but it was going viral on Facebook as well. So it was just both platforms. It's just been a blessing. But yeah, it's been. It's been interesting. But with that, I try to tell everybody, if in general, who's ever trying to be an influencer, you never know when you're gonna go viral. Truth be told. So don't be afraid to post. You gotta post. You have to post. You make sure you tag, make sure you put your hashtag, make sure you take clear pictures and clear videos and clear audio. Because I mean that's what people are gonna see. Because if you don't have if your pictures a little fuzzy, it's not gonna go to the explore page or go to different various things. So just make sure the quality that you're putting out, make sure that it's going to be enough to where other people will want to share it.
So how does he deal with being a little famous mini influencer?
He loves it. He loves it. He is always want to be in a camera. So I'm excited for him. We put him in acting classes. So hopefully he go have a own little lane of his own self, his own.
Yeah, I
So
love his little tag. He was like, "I love you so much. This is so cute. This is so cute." And you
yeah.
guys, please follow him. He's just the most adorable little thing you ever
You can call me
like.
Bam.
And
Mhm.
we'll give all of your platforms at the end again. But
Okay.
it's just call me Bam, and he's all over the place. And I promise you, once you go on his page, you'll realize that you have seen him before because he's literally everywhere. And I'm just so
Mhm.
proud of him. Little
Yeah.
baby. But so, how do you think motherhood has like fueled your hustle on
Repeat that.
top of
I'm
him being a
sorry.
famous little baby?
Say it again.
How has motherhood fueled your hustle?
Oh, by 12,000. Girl, let me tell you something because we always want our kids to just have a better life than what we had. And I can say my parents did an amazing job. I am so grateful that God chose them to be my parents. But now that I'm a parent, I want to make sure that he's going to be just as good. So we work really hard. And yes, I want the best for him. I'm doing everything not to set him up so he can just be great. So
Right.
yes. I don't limit him. He do whatever he want to do. Far as like ventures, like if he wants to act, if he wants to dance, if he want to play sports, I'm not gonna tell him no because I want him to find his own lane.
Right. And to piggyback off that, I talk about a lot on this show about how people that look like us, especially females, like we
Mm-hmm.
often are like subjected to other people's fears around us. Because in our community, a lot of people fear the unknown, just like we talked about, like you said, that scared you
Mm-hmm.
originally. But I feel like us as millennials, we kind of still go a little bit forward because we were the beginning of the technology era. So
Mm-hmm.
we kind of know both ends, the industrial era and the technology era. That's why we're
Right.
supposed to be the most successful generation, just to throw that out there.
Period.
But
Period.
I think that a lot of people around us and a lot of the generations before us tend to like throw their fears on us just because once technology became a thing, we became a global market instead of just being a market in our specific country.
Yep.
So a lot of times us as black people still are subjected to that and people are still
Yep.
like no you have to go to college or you have to do this and you have to do this and learn
Yep.
your trade and blah blah blah, not knowing that since we have so many things at our fingertips like YouTube and like trade schools that aren't necessarily
Yep.
4-year schools but we can go here and learn different things that
Mm-hmm.
since they're not used to it it's still like an unknown so they're like no you still can't do that so it's
Yep.
one out of so and so that makes it to this so with that being said, can you think of a time where that happened to you and you basically followed your own mind or your own heart?
Okay. So my very first production, um, I did. It was called Dream of All Dreams. I wrote it, wrote all the music. I was living in Atlanta, and it was in Columbus, Georgia. Shanay, when I tell you I didn't have a dime to pay for it, like at all. But guess what? I didn't care because God told me, Portia, continue on. And I did. I continue on. I used to drive literally every weekend from Atlanta to Columbus, meet with the cast because I made sure I cast everybody from Columbus, Georgia, because I wanted my first production to be from home. Period. I could
Right.
have cast in Atlanta, I could have cast anywhere, but no, I wanted my people in Columbus. And I had a phenomenal cast with Jamisa and Sheila and my dad and Ishmael and Chris and Tamala. It was just amazing. Brandon Sparks, everybody who played a role. And so yeah, so it was a hassle but I will never forget. People were like, well, how are you gonna do it? And you don't worry about it because God said I'm cool. girl, the day of the production, that's when I knew God was real. The day of the production, I was like, yeah, I don't know how many people this building, but it's cool. The first day was free. I didn't even have to worry about it, and I still credit it. And it was just like because I put all everything into it.
Right.
And so if it's something for you, and this is another thing I try to tell people, whether it's good, whether you're doing something good or you're doing something bad, if you really if you have your mind set to doing whatever you want to do, you cannot tell me that you won't get it done, Shanay. It's just like a child. If you tell them no, you can't have any cookies, if they really want them cookies, they gonna reach their hand up there and grab them out the cookie jar. Just
Mhm.
like when we growing up, you can't go to that Shirley Winston dance. You can't go to the dance. But guess what? I used to make my friends come over, help me clean up because Portia knew she was going to this dance by any means necessary. So I mean to say, if there's anything that you want to really do, that your heart really wants, you're gonna find a way and you're gonna make it happen. Period. So take the limits off yourself. Don't keep listening to people or the naysayers because at the end of the day, it's your vision.
Right.
You do what's instilled in you. But yeah, and just keep going.
So, what do you feel like people in Columbus or different associations in Columbus could do better to support creatives like yourself in their productions?
It could be as simple. Everybody is on social media. We all get that. Everybody's on social media. If you see someone trying, it only takes 5 seconds to make to like. That's free. It takes less than 2 seconds to share. That's free. It takes 3 seconds to just tell somebody else about it. That's free as well.
Right.
This world is so big, it don't matter if y'all are doing the same thing. You're gonna have something unique that you're doing. Support because at the end of the day, that's gonna help drive. Because a lot of people, but also don't be so stuck on what other people may see on the outside. Because you best to believe those people who are not liking your posts or those people who are not supporting or they see you. They
Mm-hmm.
see you whether you know it or not. So just don't get so sidetracked. A lot of times people want to praise when you make it or when you have something to show. But I'm telling you, the grunt work is where it really make the person who they are. It's just like a film. It's just like, and I try to tell people, it's just like movies. You may see your favorite actor, and they may give a superb performance. But what you better realize, an actor can sit there and act all day, but if the lighting was wrong,
Right.
or if like the scene wasn't set right, you wouldn't get that same feel. So it's a lot that goes behind the scenes that makes whatever you're doing flourish.
Right.
So just don't count yourself out and just know it's all part of the process. But it is good to support. But even if they don't support, it's okay. You continue to do you and it will flourish.
Right. That I agree with that.
Mhm.
200,000%. Because you hit a nail on the head when you say people that sometimes they really don't want to follow you or support
Mhm.
you until you've already made it in their eyes. But a lot of
Yep,
people tend to pay attention to the glitz and glamour and not the
yep,
hard work that goes along with it. Because a lot of people, like we talk about all the time, social
mhm,
media is based on the glamour of life, not
yep,
necessarily the real of life. So
yep,
if I post things on my page, I'm not necessarily posting like the hard times that I went through to get to this point. Like I'm posting me at a resort or me on vacation or me having a good time with my friends or me out. So a lot of times
yep,
people don't see, okay, me in the boardroom or me writing out my vision boards or me, like we talked about earlier, writing treatments, you know what I'm saying, for my shows or making my scripts and everything like
yep,
that. You don't see that.
mhm,
So then
yep.
it's like, oh, she made it, but I don't have that same talent or I can't do that. Yes, you can.
You
And
can.
you know that it took me 2 years to get to where I am today. It didn't happen
Yep,
overnight. So
yep.
piggybacking off of that,
Mhm.
and like kind of merging in my last question that I asked just about like our community, because I like to talk a lot about that because I feel like
Yeah.
it's really important for people that look like us to give advice to other people that
Yeah.
look like us, because we don't have a lot of representation in our specific community. There's
Mhm.
representation like in the country, but
Right.
as far as Columbus, a lot of times, if it's not an already popular face in the city, they don't really see us or what we're doing
Mhm.
or the success that we've had. So
Mhm.
there are a lot of younger women who have dreams and aspirations to be in the entertainment industry, and a lot of people don't know that there are multiple jobs in the
Yes.
entertainment industry. It's not just one thing. Like it's
No.
so multifaceted, and people don't know. So,
Yeah.
what do you Because you talked about your internship,
Yeah.
what kind of advice would you give about going for situations like that, like being an intern or just getting your foot in the door to be an assistant or anything like that to work towards your dreams? What kind of advice, or you could even give like different platforms that you went on or that you were a part of, to get to
Hmm.
that point?
Hmm. Okay, so it's so funny. So when I was interning at the Tyler Perry Studios, I was up under a phenomenal lady, but literally, y'all, the printer had went out. Like it just went down where you print out the scripts from. They was like, "Portia going up there," so I was like, "Okay," and I was like, and I never seen like an industry computer like thing like that. And so I was like, Portia, you better figure this out because I mean they gonna need it. So just figure it out. So I went in there, I fixed it, and they was like, okay, we just want to see which was you gonna be able to do it. You never know. People give you tests, so you gotta roll up your sleeves sometimes, and and just get it done. But like I stated, no matter which project you work on in general, there's always a lesson. You're gonna see stuff in the production what you would want to change it or use it for yourself. Like, okay, well, when I do mine, I want to make sure I can do this. That was good, or I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna do. You have to learn from every obstacle that you go to, whether it's I'm speaking from film because that's what I do. But like if it's reality shows are totally different. It's more fast paced than documentaries, you know. Or you may do a feature film that's different than all of them as well. But it's just like or commercials. Some things are fast paced, some things are slower, some things require more time than the others. But at the end of the day, you have to just learn from each thing that you have done and just, put mental notes, write it down, the things that you want to do and achieve. Because when you do set out to you do your jobs, if it's something similar, then you'll have a blueprint, you
Right,
know? So, and everything is not going to go right sometimes. Yes, you may mess up, and guess what? It's okay. It's
right.
okay. Everybody can't get it right the first time. Look at Tyler Perry. The first time he did his show, nobody came.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Now look, he has a whole army base.
That's
Like what? He has arrived. But it took a lot to get there. Everybody has a story. So just make sure you go for yours. But yes, you can't be afraid to just get out there and just try.
mm-hmm.
If you don't try, guess what? That's one thing. If you do not try, guess what? You won't get it done. So
Amen.
if you wanted to stay just in your thoughts and don't want to give your dream list, and that's going to be up to you. Our brain is the most powerful thing. And if you don't do what you got to do, then guess what? You can't fault nobody but yourself. If you fail, there's no such thing as failure. You just tried. It didn't work out. Readjust. Keep going. Keep at it. You'll get it eventually.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you said that about the printer in the beginning, because I tell people all the time, like that's one of my life lessons that I give to people that I mentor about God and how God works. Because if I give you a little task and you can't handle the little task, why would I give you a bigger task?
Period.
Every little task is a precursor to what I have in store for you. Just like if I give you $20 and you spend up my $20, am I gonna give you 20,000? No.
Right.
You
No.
have nothing to show for $20. So why would I give you $20,000? So it's funny that you say that, because everything goes. I'm all about purpose and your purpose, and
Yes.
how your purpose coincides with every single thing you do. And I
Mm.
feel like a lot of people, just like you said, it's only temporary.
Only temporary.
A lot of people don't realize that temporary situation is setting you up for your permanent solution. So,
Yeah.
like when you go through these temporary things, it's literally a life lesson to what you're supposed to be doing for the rest of your life and your purpose.
And
It's
and
just
I have
really funny that you say that. Go ahead.
yes, I have two things to say because like one is about a giraffe and a turtle. I'm gonna tell you that story in a minute. But the another thing is whatever it is about whatever you're trying to do, like I said earlier, that some people are not gonna understand your purpose, but at the same time, those people who are doubting you, and then I'm getting to the turtle, but those people who are doubting you, You can't go based off what they're saying, because 9 times out of 10, the people who are telling you this have not even experienced it. So
Right?
how you gonna get advice from somebody who haven't even done what you're trying to do?
That's true.
Just say, okay, and keep it moving. But that goes into like the giraffe and the turtle. The giraffe and the turtle can sit there and live in the same environment, literally, like for real, science. I love science. But they can live and just be in the same, exist in the same area. But the giraffe, the giraffe neck is very long, and you have the turtle at the ground. If that giraffe take its time to bend down fast to that turtle, guess what? It can kill him. So my thing is, why just stay where you are. Be more like the giraffe, or if you stay as a turtle. But don't try to lower your standards just to make somebody else okay. It don't work that way. Y'all can exist in the same area. If it's something that you want to do, you keep your head high and you keep pushing it. And you push and push until you're comfortable with your accomplishment. It doesn't have to be accomplishment for the whole world. Every accomplishment, it doesn't have to be grand. Waking up every day is an accomplishment. That's a blessing in its own. So just look at all the good, because it's so easy to get stuck on the negative. Just like on social media, you may have 100 comments that just say, "Oh, this, that, and the third," but you would get one comment and it would change your whole day and your whole mood. Don't do that. Don't let nobody deter who you are and who you're going to be and who you're going to become.
Amen, girl. Yes, amen. Hallelujah. I'm all about getting the spirit wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. Because at the end of the day, all of this is specifically tied to our godly purpose. That's the whole
Yep.
reason why I started this platform. And that's the reason why I invite the people that I do, because it's all about inspiration and people that I find inspirational. I don't know why I just clapped. I just became my mother for 2 seconds, girl. This is part of this in my genetics, child. Don't judge me.
Period,
You
boo.
know. But inspiration is very important, because I feel like a lot of times, and this is not to to put down any of the influencers out there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of times influencers focus on the negative, because the negative is you can monetize the negative more than you can positive. You can monetize anything that like is,
Mhm.
i.e. reality TV shows. The reason why it's so much drama and the reason why people fight all the time is because it sells. You know what I mean? Like, I know
Yeah.
I can sell that. If you see a fight happening, you're gonna tune in. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? As opposed to seeing somebody talking about the greatness of God or how I made it, and oh
Yep.
yes, you could be,
Mhm.
that's not gonna sell as much as tune in tomorrow to see people boxing. You know what I mean? Especially in our community, because people
Yeah.
love drama. It's just
Shanae, we had the same conversation, and it's so funny you brought that up, because we literally just had the same conversation. Me and some of my friends. It's just like, because I was talking to my left brain, which is my cousin Tamla. I love her. Everybody needs somebody who you can respond to. Yes, but it's funny because especially like with our like especially with Let's Talk with Porsha Tate, it's all positive. It's no drama. I don't care who you dating. I don't care what drama you was in. I want to get to know you. But at the end of the day, it has always been a struggle because people will want to tune in to the negative. I'm not about that. Don't change who you are. Focus on it. Because at the end of the day, it's funny because we all want to sit there and say all the time, I just want to be happy. I just want to be this. But as soon as you see something that's negative, it's just like, oh, it catches your attention because it just makes your day a little better. Well, I guess my day ain't as bad as I thought.
exactly
No, but it shouldn't be that way. It's okay. My goal is honestly, Shanae, is to make positivity popular again. It's so simple. Why not choose to be happy?
right.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
craziness.
So nobody, no, don't be sorry, girl. Never be sorry for positivity. Ever.
Of course
You know
not.
what I'm
Ever.
saying? Because
Mm,
even I'm all about like making us all one and unified, and like really helping Black people understand that we need each other. Like,
yes.
nobody is superior to the next, no matter what you do. Because literally, like, even if you work at Walmart, even if you're a greeter at Walmart, who's to say that you smiling at this person and saying hello to this person when they walked in and then just saved their life? How do you know that they were having the worst day and they weren't having the worst day of their life that day, and your particular smile or your energy saved them in that moment? Or even walking down the street, if you see a young person, you know what I'm saying, that's seen as in a certain way, like say they have locks or whatever and tattoos all over their body, and then everybody
Mm-hmm.
else counts them out, and you look at them and you smile and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And they
Yep.
smile back and they're like, "Oh, they see me." You don't know what they're going through at
Exactly.
home. They could be having the worst home life ever. And just seeing you and seeing your smile just made them light up and just change their whole entire day. So I tell people that all the time, because a lot of times, when we see people, some people will see
Uh-huh.
somebody looking at them and be like, well, what they looking at?
Yep.
Why staring at me? You know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's
Yep.
like, no, don't be that way, because they literally could be staring at you because you might be the most beautiful person they've ever seen. Or
Exactly.
your energy might have just they might not even know what's going on and why do I keep looking at them, because their energy is just pulling me in. You know what I mean? And you
Mm-hmm.
might be meant to talk to this person. Like it took me a while to realize that too. That sometimes your purpose is in a moment.
You're
Because a
right.
lot of times we look at the bigger picture and like
Yeah.
my purpose is like years from now and I've lived my
Exactly.
purpose. No, your purpose is in a moment too. Like when I was on with Jamisa, I talked about a highway because I live by that too. Like a
Right.
highway has ramps and everything and side streets and everything like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then you can get right back on the highway and head to wherever you're going. So sometimes you got to get off on that ramp, you know what I'm saying? And do this little
Yep.
side thing and then come on back to your highway because that's important too. And that's what
Yep.
builds a full map. You don't just have a map with one street on it. It
Yep.
doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So I just, that's what I appreciate about you. Even your show, like, your whole family, to be honest, because y'all
Thank you.
promote positivity and you promote saying hey, and I love you so much. You know what I'm saying? And who's to know that that's not the only time that they've ever heard that?
Yep.
There are so
Yep.
many people out here that have never heard the words "I love you."
I
Never.
know.
They've
Mm-mm.
never heard it. And as sad as that might be, that could be your very purpose, to show people that there is love out here outside of, you know what I'm saying, who you think is supposed to give you that love. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask, what
Yes.
is a project that you have not yet created that you would love to create for your that's tied into your purpose?
Oh, hands down. I am actually in the works of creating it now. So I'm like episode 6 in, but I have created a sitcom. I got a sitcom.
Oh
I
wow.
have a sitcom. I have another feature film that I've been working on. Yeah, because I it's just to get the word out there. It's just amazing. Like I said, I get writing from my mom, honestly.
Yeah.
And what people fail to realize, you may go through things that's unexpected, like for instance, well, but
Yeah.
for people who don't know, like, when I was literally, after I finished Dream of Our Dream 2017, I had just found out I was pregnant, 9 months I was pregnant, and then I lost my mom. My mom passed away. And so she passed away like right 1 month right before my son was born. But see, all of that still fuel me because every time I never doubted God. But in that moment of time, it's just like, oh my God, everything's just happening. Like I can't believe it. But at the same time, things happen for a reason, and you just got to keep pushing past any adversity, no matter what it is. It may look like the world can be over, but
Right.
guess what? No, as long as you have breath, it's enough for you to keep going and keep pushing. You're here for a reason. So just find the good in every situation and just make the best of it. So yes, but yes, I'm definitely writing, telling some stories, and continue to pursue myself and having my own time. I'm going to have a syndicated show. You
Oh
best
yeah,
believe it.
100%.
Period. So yes,
Manifestation is important.
yes.
I tell
Some
people that
things
all
know
the
what
time
it is.
because people get that mixed up too. People don't understand manifestation. Manifestation is very important, and even no matter what you practice religion wise, even if you're a Christian, because that's where I had the most pushback about manifesting.
Mhm.
People don't understand that Jesus taught you how to manifest.
Yes,
Every single
yes,
time he taught you how to manifest. Even if you think about the loaf of bread and the fish, you know what I'm saying? He only had a
mhm,
certain amount. He manifested the rest of that. You know what I mean? He
yes,
literally was giving us the tools to manifest our futures. But that's a whole nother, show girl. But
exactly.
understand that we have the tools to manifest whatever we want. That's the reason why God said, ask for, put it in the atmosphere, and it shall be done.
Yep.
Speak it and be specific. So just like you just
Yes.
did, a syndicated.
Syndicated.
Hello.
I'm just look. I'm sitting here just trying to figure out which time I want. Which if I want morning, afternoon, evening, night. Trust me, it's going to happen. I have had literally the same
Reruns in the evening
dream.
and the show air in the morning. Hello.
Period. Yes. So yes, just don't let go of your dreams. If it's meant to be, it's still if it's still with you, it's meant to be. And I'm not stopping until I will become the first Porsche Latte.
Oh
Period.
yeah. God won't let you anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's your purpose. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It is your
Hmm.
purpose. And on top of that, you know, I'm just gonna give you a little pat on the back because it's hard for people to be a wife, a mother, still practice self care, and still follow your dreams. So hats off to you because it is not an easy job at
Hmm.
all. At all. Even going through all the adversity that you did go through, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I knew your mother, so
Yeah.
yeah, she did a great job. She was a great person in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know what
Hmm.
it's like to lose a parent and still have to push through that thing and like, cause it's easy to be in that and drown in that. It
Yep.
really, really
You can't.
is. But when you are blessed with
Mhm.
great parents and
Yeah.
love that surpasses even their earthly journey,
Absolutely.
it's a
Yes.
blessing that you can never give away. If you can't even put it in words, sometimes you know what I'm saying? Because it's like some
Mhm.
people never get to meet their parents. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's a
Exactly.
thing. It's a
Mhm.
thing. But to know that you are doing everything that you were meant to do or whatever, I know good and well that she is with you daily and like just ma'am.
Absolutely.
Even just a
Absolutely.
little bam, because it does look like her. You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. For real. But I also wanted to talk about,
Hmm.
and this will probably be my second or last question, or I could be lying. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You never know. But I want to talk about like the future journey of your family because we didn't really talk about your husband too and his creative journey or whatever. And you basically being the manager of everybody and having that hat too. Yeah, she has plenty of baskets with
Yes.
eggs in them. You know? So on the manager tip, how would you say that it differs from like the film industry? Or do they coincide? Do you think they are one and the same?
No, they're not the same. It's not the same at all. The thing is, well, I guess so. It goes back to pre-production. Truthfully, it goes back to pre-production. You have to plan. You have to plan. You have to write it down. You have to stay organized because if
Right.
not, your brain will explode. But yeah, so you have to stay organized. Even like I said, even with social media, plan in advance. A lot of times, it as an influencer, I can speak for that. As an influencer, when I post, you best to believe it's not probably the at that moment. So I have a plethora. I have a catalog of probably like 2 months out that I can just pick from and post because it makes your life easy. So stop being don't make it hard, make it easy. So if you're gonna post some things, get a plethora of things. Organize when this is gonna release, when that's gonna release, when it's gonna release, when you want to post that. Go by the seasons, go by whatever going on. So that way, when you post it, you already have your caption. Then you could be working on something else. Because if you're doing everything the same day, I mean, it's not enough hours in a day. So just work smarter, not well, work harder, work smarter and harder, however the saying go. But yeah,
Work
you
smarter,
gotta
not harder, but you can do both. You know what I'm saying? Work
exactly.
harder
But
and
yes,
smarter.
you have to. Yes, and especially being a momager for Braxton, and then managing 3 Instagram pages, 3 Facebook pages, our website, our business, and 3 YouTube channels is a lot. So you have to plan it out. You have to plan it out. You have to separate your content, know when you can, what you want to talk about. Just plan it out, and it will make it so much easier. Hmm.
Look at your brother in here. Oh,
Yes.
hey, Cardi. It's just kind of, I know that's right. You better represent for your sister 110%.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all are a great people that don't know her little brother Curtis Huff is in here, and he's just like representing. And I've known him
He's
since he was
awesome.
a little tyke as
He
well.
is awesome. I literally can say I have literally the best brother anybody can ask for. Ryan, he good too. That's my brother too. But I'm saying like my brother, he's always been very supportive. Yeah, family is big for us. My brother has always been very supportive. No matter what venture I have, he keep going. You got this. It's good. I mean, he hypes. He is my biggest hype man, and I just love my brother. So yes, y'all just love on y'all family. But I got a good support team because my
Yeah,
brother
you
is like you're right. He's
do.
awesome.
And our family is
Mm-hmm.
like our interests aligned. Like I
You
said,
are.
he's been around my brother forever, and we were just talking about before we went live just how they have
Mm-hmm.
always stayed on the straight and narrow. We never had to worry about them. They have been
Never.
just awesome young men, and then
Mm.
just trying to encourage them as much as we can because the world won't. They will, but they won't at the same time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's up to us to tell them, good job, pat them on the
Yeah.
back, you're doing great, you're
Absolutely.
brilliant, keep it going, keep being a great
Mm-hmm.
family man. Because
Yep.
now they married and got families. And we just told them to grow up like this. I just don't know.
I forgot.
But it's
You
hard
know you want
sometimes.
to tell.
Sometimes I look at my brother like, you are 30, huh? You can
Right. And I be want to tell him what to do so bad, thinking that like I'm still like, but he like no porch. I'm like, oh, okay, I forgot you are grown. Okay, carry on. Like
my bad.
you're still my baby. You gonna listen?
but but I also just want to say because I love to give people their flowers. You know what I'm saying? I support you on my venture and on my platform and whatever I could do to push you and do whatever you need. Like I am here for you always. You are a great representation of Black women and Black women in our community. I've known you for a long time in your family, and I can truly
Mm-hmm.
attest that you are an awesome, awesome person. And I'm very, very proud of you and your family and everything that y'all are doing. Continue to spread love and light, and continue to have the greatest heart that you have, and continue to write as much as you do because it's needed. The
Mm-hmm.
stories that you are meant to tell are needed.
Yes.
So write them because like my mom used and my grandma, who is her birthday today, my great grandma. So R.I.P. to my grandma.
Right.
But like she
Mm.
used to say, your stories are not unique. They
Yeah.
are meant to be told because somebody else has a story that you have and nobody to
Yeah.
tell them. So it is meant for you to tell every story that you tell, like your sitcom. It is meant for it to happen, and this interview was meant to happen. And please,
Yeah.
everybody, go and follow every platform that she has. And I'm gonna give you the floor to tell everybody about all your platforms, so you can name them out now.
Okay. Well, and thank you, Shanay, because I likewise I'm always here for you. So whenever you need anything, you don't forget, just call me. I
Always.
got you. But yes, my platforms you can follow. Let's start with Instagram. Okay. So you got I am Portia Late. I am Portia Late, PorShaLata. That's mine. Then you have my sons at You Can Call Me Bam. Preston, yeah, you can call me Bam. You have my husband at Lunchtime Cafe. Then you have our business page, the Moffet's PBJ. Now you can follow all those platforms on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, it would be all the same thing. The Moffet's PB&J on all platforms. You can call me Bam on all platforms. Lunchtime Cafe on all platforms. Things in that nature. Yes.
Yes, and please go on YouTube and like and subscribe on all of their pages. Please like and subscribe for Little Precious Fun's page, and also follow her Facebook so that you can see her TV show. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the TV show right now is an influencer show, but please go on YouTube and follow her show because you're destined to have a great time just listening to her and her commentary and her content. And you want to be one of the people that were a fan since when? Okay.
Exactly. Period.
Don't be a
Yes.
first time fan, be a forever fan. Okay. So
Yes. And don't forget www.themoffetspbj.com. You can get all your merch.
yes,
You can find it's only temporary. You can get BAM collection and Lunchtime Cafe collection. Yes.
right. Yes. Also, please go and like the Music and Entertainment Council's page on Facebook. Please like and so that you can see all of the rest of our interviews, and you can follow Small Talk with Shanay. Also, follow me on Facebook at Shanay Johnson. You can follow me on Instagram at LovelySCBJ, where I will announce all of my interviews. And of course, this is every 2 weeks, Mondays at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please also follow our founder, Arisha Z, and she will announce everything. I'm sure of it. Also, she has content with my Black has a purpose and music, because those are our other platforms. So please go and share this interview. Again, Porsha, I am always proud of you and always happy to have you around. And of course, she will be back, of course, because I want to do a panel. So you will see her face again to inspire and to talk to all of our Black queens out there. Well, queens in general, but most specifically us, because we need more people that look like us to represent for what it is and the dreams that you can attain. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't, because you definitely can. And like Porsha said, all it takes is one step to do it, and keep on stepping, baby. And the sky is not the limit. But spend time on what you love, guys, and love what you spend time on. So, with that being said, anything else you would like to say?
No, thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can't wait to talk again, girl.
Yes, girl, you will. And I thank you. I really, really appreciate you. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, please share this and comments. We'll see y'all the comments and like them later. And of course, we'll respond to you. But thank you so much. And join us again in 2 weeks where we'll have another guest. All right, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.